Welcome to episode number Saturday, September 3rd, or Labor Day, which was Monday, September 5th. Either due to Hurricane Hermine and a lot of games there were multiple games that were also postponed or canceled. So, go ahead and get started. And we'll start with the Thursday night game involving a team from our area that actually was played. And the Tift County Blue Devils traveled down to Orlando, Florida to face Thunder Ridge of Colorado. And the Blue Devils cruised to a 55-19 victory over Thunder Ridge to improve to 3-0 on the season. And the Blue Devils are the only team in GHSA Region 17A, which has only 4 teams to still be undefeated through 3 weeks of this season so far. And Lowndes is 2-1 in the Cannon County, 0-2, and the Wildcats from coastal Georgia were supposed to face Columbia of Lake City, Florida, but that game was canceled due to Hurricane Hermine hit landfall and right on the northern Gulf Coast of Florida, or the Big Bend region. And then Tropical Storm Hermine just plowed through Georgia, and then trekked up the Georgia coast. Enough for the weather update. However, let's turn back to football, high school football, and another team that's 3-0, Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets, in the battle for the Barnett's Creek Bucket, traveled to Cairo, Georgia, and defeated the Cairo Syrup Makers 23-17. And the Yellow Jackets are home against Monroe of Albany this week. And more on Monroe right toward the end of the podcast. And the 2 teams, GHSA teams in Albany, that actually did take the field. And took the field on Friday night, September 2nd at Hummel Stadium. And the Westover Patriots picked up win number 1 with a 26-9 win over Albany High. And Westover improves to 1-1 on the season, while Albany High still looking for win number 1 and falling to 0-3 on the season. And the Worth County Rams lost for the second time in 3 games, and both of their losses have come against GHSA Region 15A foes. And one of those losses came to the aforementioned Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets, 48-7, in their season opener at the Jackets Nest on April 19th, 48-7. This time the Rams lost a heartbreaker to Veterans High School out of Kathleen, Georgia. Houston County, 13-10, the final score. And Class AA Brooks County over Clinch County, 35-21. Brooks County now 2-0 on the season. And Seminole County and Early County battled to a 7-all tie. In Class Single A, Seminole County, which opened the season with a rout over Stewart County, improved to is now 1-0-1, as in 1 win, 0 losses, and 1 tie, while Early County, which opened their season just 2 weeks ago on August 19th, with a 27-13 loss to Eufaula, Alabama, now has a record of 0-1-1. And Mitchell County had no trouble in stomping Stewart County, 46-0, the final score. And perhaps the shocker of the week among teams in the immediate Metro Albany area, the 0-2 Terrell County Green Wave traveled down to Pelham, Georgia, to face the Pelham Hornets, who were 2-0, but the previously winless Green Wave in Terrell County pulled off the upset over the previously undefeated Hornets from Pelham, 24-15 the final score. And GISA action from Friday, September 2nd, Deerfield Windsor, a 42-28 winner over Terrell Academy. Knights snap a 2-game losing streak and now 2-2 on the season and will travel to Perry, Georgia to face Westfield. And so rough weekend for, kind of a split decision or mixed results for the teams from Terrell County. And the GSSA Green Wave picking up a win on the road. The GISA Eagles coming up short by 2 scores. And it's actually tied up at 28 between Deerfield, Windsor, and Terrell Academy. And then the Knights scored twice late to pull away. And other scores in the GISA. And it was Gatewood rolling past Tift area from Tift County, Chula, Georgia, 41-6. And Southland Academy from Americus, Georgia, losing to Heritage in a heartbreaker, 31-28. The final score. And Westwood out of Camilla, losing their 3rd straight game. The final score, 34-14. Flint River picking up the victory. In GICAA action, Covenant kept Sherwood Christian of Albany winless with a 32-6 win. And some of the games that were moved to Saturday, September 3rd, due to Hurricane Hermine. The Colquitt County Packers are 0-3 for the first time since 2010. And the Packers lost yet another heartbreaker in their home opener to Tucker. And it's actually their 2nd straight home game, losing 21-20 to Tucker. As Packers 0-3 for the first time in 6 years. Doesn't get any easier for the Packers this week, as they face Roswell in a rematch of last year's Class 6A state championship game. Hard to believe you have a team like Colquitt County that won 30 straight games over 2 full seasons in 2014 and 2015, while winning back-to-back GHSA Class 6A state titles along the way, and is yet to find a win column in 2016 after 3 games. And also, Lowndes went up to Gwinnett County in Metro Atlanta, edged Parkview 35-34 to go to 2-1. Only loss came to Valdosta. And one of the big surprises of the week was Region 1-7A Coffee losing to 2-5A Ware County 30-27. And the Trojans from Douglas, Georgia, undefeated no more, falling to 2-1. And one thing about that region, and all 5 teams in the first several polls of this year, and we're either ranked in the not only were ranked in the top 10, I think in one poll, all 5 in Region 1-6A teams, Northside of Warner Robins, Houston County, Valdosta, Lee County, and Coffee were ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But with Coffee losing, that's not the case anymore. Another 1-6A team, the Valdosta Wildcats, traveled to Jessup, Georgia, shut out Wayne County 28-0. And Valdosta is now 3-0 on the season, winning their 902nd game all time, and 900 win. And Valdosta got their 900th all-time win at the expense of Lowndes. And the American Sumter Panthers picked up win number 1 as they downed Dooley County 20-14. And the Cook Hornets out of Adel, Georgia, remained winless as Brunswick cruised to a 34-14 win. And the Crisp County Cougars are now 3-0. And they're the only other team besides 1-0 Monroe of Albany that's still undefeated, as they cruise past Turner County 42-20, and Randolph Clay crushed Calhoun County 34-0. And Lanier County, out of Lakeland, Georgia, the Bulldogs, just northeast of Valdosta, fell to Savannah Country Day from Savannah 41-14. And from Labor Day, Monday, September 5th, and it was Irwin County falling to Macon County 57-15. And some of the games that will move to later dates, and the Baconton Charter Blazers out of Baconton, Georgia, in northern Mitchell County, just south of Albany, along US Highway 19, will play host to Chattahoochee County on Thursday, September 22nd. And the GISA game that's been moved to Friday, September 30th, is North Florida Christian at Valwood of Valdosta. And that game has been moved to Friday, September 30th. Kickoff time is still yet to be determined. And the following games that have been in these games, the following games have been canceled. And the Lee County Trojans were all set to face Hardaway out of Columbus. It was supposed to have been a battle between 2-0 teams, but that game has been canceled and will not be made up. And the Trojans from Leesburg will make the short trip up US Highway 19 to Americus, Georgia to face Americus Sumter. And Americus Sumter 1-1 on the season, 1 win, 1 loss. The 1 loss coming to Crisp County in their opener. And the 1 win, as mentioned earlier, came against Dooley County. And the Bainbridge Bearcats, who lost their opener to these aforementioned Lee County Trojans back on August 26th, were supposed to cross the state line into Florida from Georgia to face Lincoln of Tallahassee. But that game has been canceled, will not be made up. And the Thomasville Bulldogs at 0-2 were supposed to travel 60 plus miles along US Highway 19 to Humil Stadium in Albany to face the Monroe Tornadoes in a Thursday night game. But that game has been canceled, and there's still an outside possibility that game will be made up, as both Monroe and Thomasville will have bye weeks on Friday, September 30th. But it seems very, very unlikely that game will be made up. But when that happens, and hopefully I'll be able to pass that along. And the Darty Trojans at 0-1, losing 34-32 to Turner County Humil Stadium on Thursday, August 18th, was supposed to travel to Nashville, Georgia to face Berrien, but that game has been canceled because of Hurricane Hermine. And Darty will be in action this Friday, September 9th, taking on Westover at Humil Stadium. And 2 GISA games that were canceled. Brookwood from Thomasville, Georgia, was supposed to travel to just outside of Claxton, Georgia, and Belleville to face Pinewood Christian. And Southwest Georgia Academy out of Damascus, Georgia, in Early County, was supposed to go to St. Simon's Island on the Georgia coast to face Frederica, but that game has been canceled as well. And on that note, that's going to end this edition of the High School Football Roundup podcast. Remember to follow on Twitter, SWJ Network, at southwestgeorgianetwork.com, and on Spreaker and YouTube at SWJ Network 12345. I'm Walter Johnson. I'm out of time. Thank you for listening.